Hello there guys! For today's video, I'm going to show you how to create portrait engraving effect on leaves in Photoshop. And also, we will dive deeper into extracting a leaf with the use of object selection tool and generative fill, using magic wand tool for making selection, and masking. So let's get started. So here in our document, I prepare here an image of the leaf, and on the other document, I also prepare here a portrait logo that we will be engraving on the leaf later on. All right, so let's go back on our original document. So the first step we're going to do here is we're going to extract the leaf from the background. So to do that, going on to the layers panel, let's first create a duplicated layer of this background layer for me to show you the before and after later on. Then selected on this new layer or from this duplicated layer, let's first create a selection around the leaf. So to do that instantly, we're going to make use of an object selection tool. So going on to the toolbar, let's find this icon, object selection tool. So look at the mouse cursor. When I bring it to the leaf, it automatically detected the leaf. All right. So that creates an instant selection. So once I click that, right, it created a selection instantly. Once we already have a selection around the leaf, let's create the layer of the leaf on its own. So to do that, press Ctrl plus J. All right, so looking on the layers panel, let's name this layer as the leaf. And by the way, if you find this video helpful so far, please consider subscribing to help YouTube algorithm show my videos to other nerds like us. Well, the next step we're going to do here is we're going to remove the leaf on this layer or the duplicated layer of the background layer. All right, so to do that, what I'm going to do is to get the selection of the leaf. So press Control and go to the click on the thumbnail of the leaf layer. All right, click this one. All right, once I did that, it brings back the selection. All right, but we're still selected on this duplicated layer. All right, of the original background layer, right? Okay, so now we're going to expand the selection. So go to the toolbar, go to select, then choose on modify and find expand. So I'm just going to expand this one by 4 pixels, then hit OK. All right, now this time, first I'm going to hide the leaf layer for us to see the magic of using generative fill later on. Now we're going to make use of a generative fill. So go to the contextual taskbar. If you can't locate that, you can just go to the menu bar, go to Windows, and find contextual taskbar. Once you're already here in the contextual taskbar, click on generative fill. For the prompt, I won't add anything else. I'm just going to generate it instantly, and Photoshop will instantly clear the leaf. All right, so I'm just going to click this one, generate. All right, so once I did that, well, it turns into this. Well, going on to the properties panel, let's find on the one that the leaf is gone. All right, so here's the second one, and here's the third one. All right, so in this part, we already clear up the leaf. Okay, now going on to the layers panel, this time we're going to merge the generative fill layer to the duplicate layer of the background layer. So to do that, click on the generative fill layer. All right, press Control, hold it, and click on the duplicated layer. All right, now to merge this one, press Control plus E. So once I did that, it turns into this. All right, so this layer no longer have the leaf. So on this layer, the leaf is already removed. Okay, so let's bring back the leaf and this layer. All right, so let's make it visible. As if you have noticed, we already extracted the leaf from the background, right? Now this time, let's go to the vector portrait logo. Press V for the move tool and click and drag it on our original document. All right, okay, so I put this layer under leaf. So I'm going on to the layers panel. Let's just bring it on top. There are. Okay, so let's adjust this one. Press Ctrl plus T for the transformation command. Then let's rescale this one. Okay, so let's bring it here in the middle of the leaf. Yeah, something like this. Now hit enter. Okay, now the next step we're going to do here is we're going to create a selection on the white background of this portrait vector. So to do that, All I'm going to use is the magic wand tool. So going on to the toolbar, let's go on to the object selection tool, right click on that icon, then you're gonna find there the magic wand tool. It shows this icon. Okay, for the options on top, I'm going to set the tolerance just into amount of 40. Okay, and then let's bring the mouse cursor on the white background of this portrait vector. Click that up, and once I did that, it instantly created a selection around it, right? So to remove that white background, to remove that, all I'm going to do is to press backspace. Okay, so once I did that, you can see that the white background is gone. Okay, so press Ctrl plus D to deselect. The next step here is we're going to do the masking. So first, let's create a selection around the portrait logo. Okay, so to do that, press Ctrl, go to the Layers panel, click on the layer thumbnail of this portrait logo. There you go. So it creates a selection. Now, let's invert the selection. Press Ctrl plus Shift plus I. All right, so now it's already inverted. Now this time, once we already have this selection, let's go to the lift layer. Click that to make it active. Then, let's add a layer mask. All right, so once I did that, we can already hide the portrait logo on top. Okay, it created this kind of effect. Okay, so that's it. Let me show you the before and after. This one is the before, and this one is the after. And that is how to create portrait engraving effect on leaves in Photoshop.